This is Kingdom View of Relationship and Marriage series. Sometimes we ask ourselves, why is it that there are always more women in church than men? This is because some men are too carried away by their responsibilities that they only focus on how to please their family and not how to serve their God. They want to meet up with their family needs, neglecting God. Until we start seeing a need for God in our lives, we may not create time for Him. If you marry anyone who does not believe in you, then you have just signed a contract with your critic. Once they don't believe in you, they won't encourage you. Once they don't believe in your vision, they won't support it. Marriage becomes a one-man journey when you marry someone who does not believe in you. In such marriages, your mocker is not far from you because they are living with you. If they don't believe in you, they will mock you. If they don't believe in you, they will doubt you. If they don't believe in you, they will criticize you. How do I know when God is not in a marriage? The answer is simple. God is not there if love is not there. The Bible says God is love. So, how to know if God is in your marriage is to check if love is in the marriage. If there is no love in that marriage, then the truth is God is not there. Not everyone will come to tell you about marriage. Immediately, God speaks to them about you. Especially sisters, be careful. You don't know who is watching you. God might have spoken to a brother about you, but he may not rush to tell you just because he wants to study who you are. So he won't rush to come to you. He will take some time to study who you are. That nobody is talking to you about marriage does not mean that your husband is not close to you. He may be close, but just watching. Don't misbehave. Misbehavior have the power to mislead you if you allow it. You can only experience joy in marriage when you put God first. Any marriage that will lead must make God the leader. Any marriage that will lead must make God the leader. The God who have positioned you in marriage have given you a role to play. You must prove to him who founded it that you are capable of the post. So you need to be matured. In marriage, there is no graduation. The day you stop schooling is the day you stop breathing. As you keep growing in it, you will keep learning from it. So in marriage is like a school where there is no graduation. So the day you will stop schooling is the day you stop breathing. As you keep growing in marriage, you will keep learning from it. You want to speak to a lady about marriage, and the first thing to say is, please, let us open our Bible to the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse so so so. Is it a Bible study or what? Proposal is not Bible study. It is a stage when you tell your partner the reality of your love and convictions. Don't start quoting scriptures and blasting in tongues. Just go straight to the point. That's simple. That you are sure the Lord is leading you to her does not mean you will have to dress anyhow when going to speak to her. This may look minor, but seriously, they really count. Don't let her start doubting what you are saying because of your appearance. I'm not saying you have to borrow shoes and clothes to make a lady consider you. No, that's not what I'm saying. But that one you have must be used moderately without any excess. Don't borrow money for wedding. It is not compulsory you do everything others are doing. Don't start using the first 1 year or 2 years of your marriage to pay debts. It is absolutely wrong. Cut your coat according to your clothes. Don't go beyond your ability. Just, you know, just don't go beyond your ability just to please others. If people will be disappointed because you and your wife came by taxi to your wedding venue, then let them go to their houses. As a wife, when you pay some important dues in the house, don't go to your husband to say, I'll collect back my money because I've just borrowed you. No, it is wrong. If that is what you are doing, then when will you help your husband? What you need from him is just a thank you. Don't let him see you as a money lender. Oh, yeah, I just bought a pack of Maggi, so I've borrowed you that money, so I'll collect it later. You are looking like a money lender. Some women cannot buy anything with their money. They will rather wait for their husbands to come before they cook until you see that, until you see that God have designed you to help each other. You may not stop fighting and competing with each other. So until we are able to see that God have designed us to help each other, we may not stop fighting and competing with each other. It's not every time you pay a particular due that you have to collect it. Don't become a money lender. You are to help each other. What if he doesn't have? So you now put pressure on him to return the money. And that money is for what both of you used. You use your money to cook jollof rice and you spent about 5,000 on the entire thing. You ate it, he ate it. Both of you enjoyed the food, but you are putting pressure on him to pay you back because you have turned yourself into a money lender. That's not how it should be. You are a helpmate. So you should work with that mentality. Taking your spouse to the church is as good as taking her out for dinner. If you can take her out for programs, then you should also be ready to take her out just to catch fun. Both of you can go to a quiet place, talk about life, share your experiences about certain issues, laugh as you sip, the drink before you eat and talk. Play with each other as if you are a baby, and even do little Bible study if you have time. All these are not wrong for married people. It is only our over spirituality that makes it look as though God is against it. A happy man makes a happy home. If you are not happy in your marriage, then something is missing. The greatest pain that can ever happen to anyone in marriage is to marry someone who is disobedient. Kai, I know all is a disease that should not survive a marriage. Marriage is not for you if you believe you know all. If you know all, then you should be able to do all by yourself without expecting any contribution from anybody. The success of the married is resting on the quality of the contributions they get from each other. When God took a bone from Adam to make the woman, he sealed up the place. This shows that man can survive even without even without a woman. Because when God removed that bone, he sealed up the place. That shows a man can survive even without a woman. So if God left the place opened, then it will have clearly shown that a man cannot survive without a woman. Even when a man can survive without a woman, God still said it is not good for a man to be alone. Here, God is saying, I know man can survive without a woman, but I don't want him to be without a woman. This is majorly for companionship. Life may not be good until you are married. Many singles think they are living a good life. Now, they think they are living a very good life now just because they have money. Don't worry, by the time you are married, you will know that life is more than good, it is better. This is true provided you marry the right choice. To the brothers, this one is especially to the brothers now. Those sisters parading your environment with different dishes in the cooler may not stop acting those dramas before you until you are married. If you don't want to feature in such movie, then get married. Marriage is the end of discussion. Until you are married, you have a lot of sisters parading you, moving here and there with coolers. Oh, I just cooked beans. I said I should give you. Oh, I just cooked rice and egg. Take this. And as a single brother too, you must understand it is not every food that you should eat. Don't be a glutton. The more you eat from a particular sister, the more you get attached to that sister. That's what some of us don't know. And many Christian brothers, they go to different sisters and eat there. It's wrong. The more you eat from sisters, the more you get attached to them. So seal your mouth. If you don't have anything to say on phone, then don't call your partner, because if you do, you will only be demonstrating idleness. Stop asking questions like, how was your night? Have you eaten? Let your partner know that whenever you call, there is something important you are about to say. How do you know if he or she is idle? Anyone who calls you more than 5 times a day is idle. It takes an idle man to do that, because serious ones are busy doing something. Some people are so unbelievable that they can call you more than 10 times in a day. Have you seen more than 10 missed calls just, you know, just from a single person before? If you have not experienced this before, you can ask people close to you. Be disciplined. Love does not disturb, because love is polite. Any love that keeps disturbing you here and there is not a genuine love. Don't keep disturbing yourselves you know, in a godly relationship. Disturbances are not signs of a healthy relationship. So when you see disturbance, that's not a sign of a healthy relationship. It's one of the signs that shows that a relationship is not healthy. If you love each other, then you won't disturb each other. Not respecting each other's views and opinion can lead to disturbance. So please, let's take note of that. Anyone who loves you truly will care for you, but not all those who shows care really loves you. Some appears to be caring just because they wanted to have you under their control. That he is persistent does not mean he loves you. It is true that love can endure, meaning that love can persist, but you must be careful not to fall cheaply for anyone. To be able to discern or choose rightly, you must be willing to wait. Don't be moved by the outer. It is the inner that really matters. You need to understand that. Now, the next point here is, you believe sex before marriage is wrong, but you don't believe collecting money from every man is bad. How come? As long as you keep saying nothing wrong in collecting their money, then you won't stop falling a victim of premarital sex, because one must stop for one. You believe sex before marriage is wrong, but you don't believe collecting money from every man is wrong. How come? The moment you continue to collect money from them before marriage, you always collect money from them before marriage, then you will not stop falling victims of sex before marriage. Because that money you are collecting shows that they are entitled to something from you. If you don't want sex before marriage, then you must not also want any material thing, either gift or money, from anyone before marriage. Don't always be the one asking for. If they give you, well, fine, but not you always asking. And even sometimes, even if they want to give you, you must still say no. Otherwise, if it is everything you want to collect, you become cheap. This is because not every man will want to give without expecting anything in return. The more you collect, the more they expect. And the less you collect, the less they expect. To keep your legs closed, you must refrain your mouth from asking unnecessarily.